What's going on, world? Welcome back to the long disappeared FnG Podcast, episode number one, aka episode number four. We're not really sure. We have to go through it. But I'm your host, Malik, aka Leak Breezy on Xbox, and I'm joined by Alex, aka Ax08 on Xbox.
What's up?
We have John, aka Digi Stormcloud.
Hey, boy, there, boy.
And we have Josh, aka Mr. Fresh Boy.
Holla at your boy.
So, what we're gonna do is pretty much just talk about games, what we think about it, and what makes us different from other podcasts is that number one, 3 out of 4 of us are black. It's not really a lot of black YouTubers that's playing video games like that. That's not playing 2K or
And
Madden.
we got sex appeal.
We have sex appeal, and we have like our own little things that we're going to interject during the podcast to try
Don't
to
tell my
keep
girl
it
I said that though.
Disclaimer: don't tell Josh's girlfriend that we have sex appeal. But anyway, we're we're going to interject little things to try to keep the podcast interesting, try to keep your attention, try not to make it boring. So, first on our list, we have loot boxes. And the catalyst of loot boxes is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Everybody heard of this game. Everybody knows Star Wars. So, before we get take a deep dive into loot boxes, I want to see everybody's perspective on loot boxes. So, Ax, what's your perspective on loot boxes? How do you feel about them?
I think there's a way to do them tastefully. I don't think EA kind of did it well. I don't think the world is ready for what EA tried to do. I mean, that was like a huge money grab. You can kind of talk more about that later, but I think there is kind of a way to do it, and you can't push it on people like EA did. For example, in Rocket League, you can you unlock crates by playing games, but you can turn off the ability to even see crates dropping if you want. So, like, if you don't want to deal with that, you can just totally turn it off, and it doesn't give you it doesn't give you any advantages other than skins or cosmetic items, which some people like, some people don't like. So that's kind of my take. Is I think there's a way to do it. It's the whole new way of selling games and constantly making money on your game, because back in the day, once it was out, you pretty much were done making money other than the base game. So I don't know. I think there's a way to do it, but EA definitely didn't do it well. They did it kind of the whole free to play mobile game
Star
way.
Wars. Now give us money.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of like a mobile game, but you already paid for it. So I don't know.
Josh, what about you?
Kind of like I agree with X. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a good way to do it. You know what I'm saying? A very tasteful way. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like we live in an era where it's like, if you ever notice, video games have been like the talk of America. Like, video games get bigger and bigger and bigger and more important. Like, corporations are really starting to like put their eyes on like video games. Like, all these sponsorships, all these video game deals, all these people who make careers off of playing video games, and all these companies that want to put their hands into the pockets of the consumer to make a huge profit. And I mean, EA is no different. They've been doing it like for quite some time, but like if you look down like the past 7 years, like all kinds of articles about like technology and everything. Like, you see what Amazon's doing, all these companies they buy out and they're getting bigger and bigger, EA getting bigger and bigger, and they're just money hungry. And it really makes me sick, to be honest, because I've been playing games since like the classics, like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, all those things. And like, none of this stuff was a problem way back then. And it's like all these companies, they get really big and they just don't want to stop growing. So I don't know. I'm not fucking with it.
I agree. John, what about you?
I say take all the shit out. Tasteful, not tasteful, I don't care. Get that shit out my games because, like I said, these game companies and just business people in general are just money hungry, and I feel that it's like I paid $60 plus taxes, which here in Texas, that's 0.825. That's too much money. That's too much money. And you want me to drop 20, 30, 40, 50 more dollars for some cosmetic skin? Oh, you out your goddamn mind.
Retweet.
So, quick rundown before we go even deeper. Loot boxes are pretty much a collection of things that they lock in the game behind paying money. So, say for instance, you pay $20, you get a set amount of money in game currency is what it's called. Whatever game you're playing, they have different names: gold, crystals, platinum, a bunch of different names for it. So you pay a certain amount, you get a certain amount of crystals or whatever, and then you buy the loot box. And then when you open it, you get a randomly generated number of items. Sometimes, whatever, depending on the game, sometimes you'll get 4 items, sometimes you'll get 3, you'll get 1. It just depends on the game. So then in Star Wars Battlefront's case, it's cosmetic characters and it gives you a competitive edge in multiplayer, and that's a huge no-no in the game community. Cosmetics, people will deal with. Characters, and it's kind of pushing it, but they'll accept it to a certain degree. But then when you give people pay-to-win mechanics, it's like, well, if I'm not rich, I'm not going to win this game, so why should I even play this game?
Did you see that Reddit post of that like pheasant, and then all of a sudden this like gold one comes in, and someone redid it, said like, when your parents are rich and they buy you all the in-game content?
No, I didn't see that. You have to send them to me.
Yeah.
So pretty much any of you guys can feel free to inject at this time. I personally feel like certain games do it well. Like, for instance, Destiny 2. Destiny 1 definitely rubbed me the wrong way, but Destiny 2, they did it okay in a sense where you do unlock it. You do unlock the loot crates in a sense by playing the game, just leveling up and stuff like that. And it all is pretty much just cosmetic, except the one armor set that you can get. But if you buy it, it's only 10 armor. It's not going to help you do anything unless you make it stronger. But, like, for instance, Warframe. Warframe is a free-to-play game that does platinum and in-game paying for stuff really, really well, in my opinion. Like, you can unlock just about everything in the game by playing the game, or you can do certain missions to get pieces that make up a whole part of something, another character or a gun, and you can sell it to somebody else in the game for the in-game money, and then you can buy whatever you want, which I've personally done a lot of. I haven't really bought a lot of platinum, but I have sold a lot of stuff to people and made money, in-game money, and bought characters and stuff like that. So I agree. I think EA, I was talking to Josh about this earlier, I think EA used Star Wars as let's see how far we can go thing, where they're like, everyone knows Star Wars, they trust Star Wars, let's see how far we can push this, and then when we get enough backlash, we'll slowly draw it back and back until people say, okay, now it's good, and then we'll draw the line there, and then other companies will use that. Well, if they can go this far, then we can go this far, and then we can go this far, and it's just gonna be a landslide. Because honestly, that's how the microtransactions started in the first place. It was like one company did it, and they did really well with getting money, and then just everybody follow through. I think a game that really, really helped push EA to do this is Overwatch, because Overwatch makes a crap ton of money on the loot boxes with the skins and everything, but it's all skins and sprays and little extra stuff that don't affect gameplay at all. It might make you upset if you see somebody on your team have the skin that you want and you just sitting there looking at them like, must be nice. But at the same time, it doesn't make your character stronger. It doesn't make them faster, nothing like that. It's just how your person look. So I kind of disagree with John. I mean, I agree, but I disagree. some games, like single player games, Shadow of War.
I was about to say like I was about to say Shadow of War because
why do I need to pay $20 to get a legendary orc to help me survive my attack in a single player game?
Like, they want that money.
You should just.
But you don't have to buy it though.
I know
it don't matter. No, that's a money grab though.
In there at all.
No, but see, the thing is about Shadow of War though is like I said, I mean the same thing works with Warframe though. There's a whole better alternative. You know, I can understand if the alternative is highly unreasonable and is a waste of time and is just exhausting. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to get that legendary orc, you would have to do all kinds of hula hoops that you have to jump through just to get it. But it's like, hey, for the people who got that bank, hey, go ahead and buy it. For
what
the
they
people who don't,
I mean, but my thing is Act 4 though. Act 4 is, I feel like Shadow of War is basically how EA did with Star Wars. They're testing the waters out because in Act 4, the way how Act 4 in Shadow of War is set up, which is the final act, if everybody doesn't know about Shadow of War, no spoilers, but basically it becomes a tower defense mobile game. Whereas like you have to defend your tower, use your recruited orcs to defend against the enemy orcs. But the thing is, as you progress in Act 4, the orcs get stronger and stronger and stronger, and it comes to the point to where they're stronger than you and your orcs. And because they're stronger than you and your orcs, you're gonna have a tough time. So it basically brings to a point to where like the game like it like they bump shoulders with you like, hey, don't you want to buy that legendary orc? You know you want it to get past this part. It's like you can buy said legendary orcs with the in-game money, but I feel it's just that's Warner Brothers, or I can't remember the name of the people who make Shadow Wars, but it's like I feel like that's their version of like testing the waters out. Like because I don't know, I feel like they got something like else, and they didn't want to go as big as EA did with Star Wars. So it's like this is like a little test. Like some people might not like it, but some people be like, I'm fine with it. It's a single player game.
I don't know. I feel like it's okay with Shadow of War because you can actually earn the in-game money in the game by doing the bounty missions. Like if you grind the bounty missions, you could actually earn the in-game money just by doing the weekly and daily challenges that give you the in-game money. Like it's really not that big. It's not really too much of a big deal to me. I feel like it's a really good alternative. And yeah, like at Act 4, it's like, hey, we got all these stronger enemies, and yeah, you got this quick, easy way to like fight them. But at the end of the game, I mean, it's a video game, and as a developer, you want to have something that keeps your game having longevity. So by making it like a game mode where you have to continuously grind just to keep playing it, just so you can reach that max level and take out those max orcs, it's kind of necessary. So
okay, I agree with you, but then at the same time, it's kind of, I see it as a setup, because if they put it in the game and you really want to play that game, but you don't want to support loot boxes, yes, you can vote with your wallet by not buying the loot boxes, but also you're kind of saying that it's okay by buying the game which has the loot boxes in it. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, in my opinion.
Because they're gonna look at it that this game still sold well, even though it has microtransaction, and this news came out 2 weeks before the game came out.
Well, how would you feel if Shadow of Mordor didn't have loot boxes?
I'd be perfectly fine, because I had no problems with the regular Shadow of Mordor, and regular Shadow of Mordor had 0 microtransaction.
But like, but do you still play it though?
No, because I beat the single player game.
Yeah, I know, but why don't you still play it?
Because I've achieved everything I wanted to do in the game.
Yeah, but someone like me who would continue to keep playing it, who keep wanting to play it, like basically, like I was saying, like it's that grind attitude, man. Like,
but
I feel it's like that should naturally come to the game. That's like how with Overwatch, which is like how League said, it's like EA's copying off Overwatch. Overwatch just has that natural feel to it, to where it's like I just want to keep playing and playing and playing. It's like, yeah, there's microtransaction in it, but it's like I said, it's simply just cosmetic. It's just a simple color skin. It's like, oh, Tracer's original skin is orange and white. I can buy this cosmetic that turns her orange and white, purple and black. Like, that's it. The game is just naturally fun. And to me, it's just these games are starting to, like, they're trying to make it to where it's like, we're going to force you to keep playing the game by making, say, like, since we're talking about Shadow War, by making Act 4 just so grindy and whatnot, to where it's like, you have to reach the max rank. And even when you reach the max rank, which is 60, the enemies are still higher than you because the max rank for the enemies are 65. So it's like, even if you do the grind, become the max rank, they're still going to be kicking your ass. So it's still that nudge of, hey, don't you want to drop that $20 for that legendary orc? Hey, it's right here.
Like, I see what you're saying, Josh, but as my argument to that is Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. We played that game countless hours, and there's DLC for it, but it just adds to the game. It's not like, pay me $20, pay $10, and get a crate, and you get a chance to get Artorias' sword. It's like, no, you go beat Artorias, you don't get it, you just do it over and over in New Game Plus, whatever. Like, there's ways to do it, but I just feel like throwing loot boxes in all these games is just it's killing games, because there's gonna be kids that buy it and they know. There's gonna be kids that take their parents' credit cards or whatever, charge like $800. It happens with the mobile games on the phones and the tablets. Like, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's a very slippery slope, and we're already halfway down the hill with microtransactions.
I mean, like you said, like I said, there's a good way to do it, and I feel like I said, I'll just agree to disagree with you on Shadow of Mordor. I feel like Shadow of Mordor did it.
I just use that as an example.
I feel like it did a good job. It didn't really force you to do anything. I mean, it's up to you. Like, I mean, if like I said, it all depends on like your passion for the game itself. Like, if you're very passionate and you just really want to win that bad, you're gonna say F those loot boxes. But, like I said, if you just really just want to skip ahead, well, then that's there. Like, I kind of appreciate microtransactions in that sense. If something's like really hard, or I just really want to be a completionist and beat it, then it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's two, like, as long as there's an alternative that's not super duper unnecessary. Like, if there's no alternative, then I have a problem with. But as long as they keep alternatives that, like, because like on Battlefield, like in Battlefield 1, that one machine gun that everybody uses, no matter how many times I get a loot box or how much I play, I never get that machine gun, and everyone wrecks. And then they always advertise that one loot box that has a chance to drop that machine gun, and it's just staring me in my face all the time. And it's so annoying, because I know that it's just a waste of time and money, because you level up so slow in Battlefield 1. So the alternative is just really, it's really annoying, and that's why I don't like it in Battlefield 1 as opposed to Warner Brothers Shadow War.
No, I feel you. I don't know. I mean, I guess we all agree to disagree, and time will tell where loot boxes go from here. I mean, the most recent update about loot boxes is in Star Wars is that they removed them temporarily. Like, there's no loot boxes in the game at all right now. I don't know if that's because people were paying for them and they couldn't get through, or because enough people were boycotting it and not buying it, or telling other people not to buy it for their kids for Christmas. I don't know, but time will tell.
They're going to bring them back.
Oh yeah,
because they even said we've temporarily stopped them, but I don't know. I think people have gotten okay with cosmetic loot boxes, and I don't know how it was in Star Wars, but I don't know. Leek, do you get the loot boxes for free? You just have to buy like crystals to open them, or is it like?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe you don't buy loot boxes. You buy I believe you unlock it like every level or something, kind of like Battlefield in a sense. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. I played the beta, but I didn't buy the game. But you can buy the characters, and you can buy the characters, or you can buy the loot boxes. But the currency that you get in game for free, it's like NBA 2K. You use that currency to buy characters, to level up your weapons, to buy like I guess attachments or whatever for the guns. Like it's
Right.
one currency is for everything, kind of like Dark Souls in
Yeah.
a sense, where you use the souls to level up and all that other good stuff. So, I mean, for the most part, you can unlock everything through the loot boxes. There was like somebody did a calculation on Reddit
Yeah.
where
It's
I
like
think
$8,000 or something like that.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
4,000 hours before they brought down the price of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. You had to play about approximately 4,000 hours to unlock enough credits to actually buy the characters straight out, as opposed to
Yeah.
just dropping $20 and getting lucky.
I think that was
And
all
see,
of them.
I see
But
that's
Halo
like-
5 was like that too. Halo 5 was like you had to play 400 hours to get everything, and that was before they added stuff. Like that was base game stuff. You had to play
That's
at
not for
least
everything.
400.
That was just to unlock Darth Vader and or
Oh.
Luke Skywalker.
What?
That was
just for
one or
one
two.
character? Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
And I think it's kind of funny that you bring that up because we got games like For Honor, and I know y'all remember that article where the dude found out if you wanted to unlock every piece of armor for all the base characters,
yeah.
before, it was when the game first came out, before any DLC characters, you would have to pay $700 for that $64.99 game that you purchased. You would have to pay.
I paid
$700. Well, yeah, for the gold edition, so you could get the season pass. But aside from that, though, $700 for all the content if you wanted to just buy it all outright and not grind, and that's really crazy because if you was really to like sit there and grind, and we've seen some people, we've seen some no lies on
level
For Honor.
90 mofos have never seen a light of day.
Never went outside. Like those people are the exception. Those people, I mean, hats off to them for actually taking the time to just really just play the game mercilessly and just try to get everything for the characters they love. But for people like me, who's a casual gamer who likes to play multiple games and is in college, still got schoolwork, still got to do stuff, like life goes on. And I'm not fortunate enough to just sit and just play video games every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. So trying to grind it out in For Honor, don't get me wrong, For Honor is very fun. It's very fun and addictive. And like, aside from like the glitches and like the servers being garbage, if it wasn't for that, I would play it like way, way more often, to be honest. But aside from that, it's still a good game. It's just the fact that if I really wanted to like dedicate myself to all the characters that I know and love, it would take
much a full-time job.
it would take years. Like I'd probably graduate college and still not have everything unlocked. Like it's crazy. And they're constantly adding new stuff every season that you still have to pay for. Yeah. So it's just like, bruh, I might as well just stick to those 3 characters I use while there's like, how many characters? There's like 20 characters now. Yeah, and I only dedicate myself to 3, and the game's been out. The game hasn't even been out in like a whole entire year yet, and they still have this much. Just imagine. And we know Ubisoft, you know how they do. So there's definitely going to be about 3 more years squeezed out this game, or 2 more years, and it's just that 700 going to probably be 42. Who knows? It's going to probably be 4,200. It's just going to be crazy, man.
But that reminds me that when that article did first come out about For Honor, I forgot that Ubisoft's official response from Ubisoft about that is how you said, Josh. It's like they didn't want people to play all 20 characters. They just wanted you to just dedicate your time to like 1, 2, at the most maybe 3 characters. And it's like, even though for those 3 characters, it's still gonna take a long time. And then it's like, that's not gonna work. It's like, I'm not just gonna pay. Like I said, there are 20 characters at my disposal, and you expect me to only play with 3 characters? Nah, I'm not that type of person who just choose 1 character and plays with that 1 character for 5 years straight. No,
and it's messed up. Because if the game is $60, and let's say you divide the game, you got the story mode and multiplayer. Story mode, you ain't got to pay for nothing to be good in story mode. We're going to call the story mode about we're gonna say the story mode is $10. The rest of the game is that $50 that you pay for those characters. So it's like, okay, each one of those characters that they came out with, let's say each one of them is $5, right? So you got all those characters, those base characters is $5. But if you want to get everything for a $5 character, then you got to pay like just $40 for that character alone just to get all of his stuff, and then $40 for the next character. It's just too much. It's not worth it. Like,
yeah, I agree. Well, in closing, because we got to move on, we about 20-something minutes in on this topic alone. In closing, we'll see where it goes from here. I mean, there's no clear-cut way of doing it. There's right ways and there's wrong ways, but we just have to see where everybody take it from here. So, in closing with that, I'm pretty sure everybody got their blood nice and boiling, pretty warmed up, got the vocals ready.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
I got ice cream.
We're going to move into this section. We don't have a name for it yet, but for right now, the placeholder is called John's Rants.
Oh, snap!
John's gonna...
John, real quick, can we preface this? John, can you move the mic away from your mouth just a little bit? You're hitting the red a bit.
I'm ready. Let's go.
We're going to give free reign.
Are we going to still talk about Last of Us?
Yeah, we're going to talk about violence after this, but we're going to let John... We're going to open floor to John. Just let him talk about whatever.
I'm going to take my headphones off.
Turn down your mics, or turn down your headphones.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to let John just rant about whatever he wants. If you feel like interjecting, feel free. And John, the floor is yours.
Oh, wait, one more thing. If you don't like vulgar language, just skip past this. Just skip past
Viewer
this.
Discretion is advised.
Yes, viewer discretion is advised.
It's educational. It's for the culture. It's for your chillings.
Now
I know we've been talking about video games and whatnot, but it's like I wanted the first John's rant to be about anime, because besides video games, I also love me some anime. And as an anime connoisseur, aka an otaku, I have feelings for the sub nation in the anime community, because I prefer dub. Now, if you're unaware what dub and sub are, like, what the hell are you talking about, you goddamn nerd? Dub,
John, what are you talking about? You
short. I know, right? I'll tell you right now, Ax. Dub is English dub, meaning that the voiceover is completely in English. And subtitle is English subtitle, meaning that it's Japanese, which anime comes from Japan. So it's the natural language of Japanese with English subtitle at the bottom. Now, I have a problem. No, I don't speak Japanese, and that's my problem with these subtitles, mofos, because they don't speak Japanese either. But it's like, okay, here's the thing. My sub people, my sub brothers and sisters, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so tired of y'all. It's like, oh, English dub is so trash. The voice acting is garbage. This, that, and the third. It's like, you people, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, no. I'll let Dragon Ball slide. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT. If you watch that in Japanese, your opinion is invalid. You people listen to a old lady who voices Goku, and you love her so much that you call her Grandma Goku.
How long she been voicing them, John?
Since like, Dragon Ball.
Yeah, since the original Dragon Ball. Like, this is like going on for like at least 30 years. So when he was a kid. Yes.
And he's a grown-ass man now?
Yep.
Yes. You have a old lady who was voicing Goku when he was 10 years old, voicing Goku now, and in the show, he's like at least 40 years old. So you have a woman sounding like a little kid voicing a 40-year-old man. I can't stress that enough. It's horrible. It's garbage. I can't watch Dragon Ball Super. Like, I want to watch it so bad to learn what's going on in Dragon Ball, but I just can't. And it's solely because of her. It's because it's like I can't stand just listening to like this old woman go, hey, how you getting in here? I can't. It's just no, it's torture for my ears.
Is it immersive?
No, it's not immersive at all. It's not immersive. And it's just especially with Funimation. Shout outs to Funimation though, because they're getting real good with the English dub. Not only are the English dub characters being better, because that's the thing though. Like it's 2017. If this was say 1996, okay, you have a valid argument in saying that English dub is trash. Because yes, in the 90s, anime dub was garbage because people didn't know the English dub voice actors and actors. They didn't know what they was doing. They were new to this stuff. But it's 2017. We have veteran voice actors who's been doing this for about 20 years now. So of course at this time they've perfected their craft and it's not horrifying or making my ears bleed to listen to. And they're actually doing a fantastic job. In my opinion, there are some animes like Junin Tyson where the English dub is better than the English subtitles. Same with My Hero Academia. I've listened to both English and subtitle because I had to switch the subtitles because they was getting new episodes first. And in my opinion, I just prefer English dub. And that's where it just solely just comes down to. These people on English who watch English subtitles, they have this mindset that English dub is garbage and whatnot, when really it's just you just prefer the Japanese voice actors and actors. And at the end of the day, that's perfectly fine. It's like my thing is don't you dare stick your nose at me talking about, ugh, you look at English dub. What's wrong with you? Like, bitch, fuck out my face. Like, they piss me off. And it just comes down to it to where I'm gonna enjoy anime the way that I want to enjoy it, and you can enjoy anime the way you want to enjoy it. Because we can still have anime discussions about the plot and topic or whatnot. It's just, okay, so I look at English. My thing is, okay, since you hate English dub so much, since you hate it so much, how about you stop speaking English? Just stop speaking English. Go to your Japanese class. No, fuck that. No. At my school teaches Japanese. Shit. My high school, middle school, and college taught Japanese. So sign up for one of those Japanese classes, learn Japanese, stop speaking in English, and matter of fact, stop assuming all of your media in English. Because it's like you you watch anime in Japanese, but you go turn around and watch the Avenger movie in English. No. We ain't doing that. How about you? Because there's a Japanese version of the Avengers. How about you go find the Japanese version of Avengers and watch that in Japanese? How about you go find the Japanese version of Stranger Things and go watch that? How about you find the Japanese version of the Game of Thrones book and read in Japanese since you love Japanese so much? Fuck out my face. I'm done. Rant over.
Am I the only one who feels like John is coming off as a patriot?
Right.
I don't care. I'm with the alt-right movement and I hate all these damn subtitle people. They changing the culture. America's not the same anymore.
I think
I mean,
what it comes down to is you can watch it how you want it. I don't watch anime, but like
whoever is listening to this,
that doesn't resonate with me at all. But like,
all I know is whoever listens to this, please don't think John's racist. He has nothing against it. He actually has an obsession with Asian women. I just want that to be pointed out.
So there's Asian women, holla at your boy.
So I think Leak, next topic, huh?
So yeah, we're gonna move on from that, John.
Take it there.
Nice first rant, I guess. I was expecting a little more heat, to be honest, but I'm actually relieved that you were kind of chill.
No, that was plenty of heat.
There was plenty of
racial heat.
So, our second topic of the podcast, we're gonna talk about violence in video games. The grade A topic that everyone always talks about when it comes to video games. Are video games becoming too violent, you guys?
Yes, they're ruining our
children?
Yes.
Think about the children.
My little boy Billy,
my
he's
child
play
John's been playing video games his whole life. Did you just hear that last segment?
I know, right? Send me to jail. See, I'm the reason why you shouldn't let your kids play video games.
So, the reason why this topic comes up yet again in video games is because a couple weeks ago, Sony released the second trailer for their upcoming, very highly anticipated game, The Last of Us Part 2. And a lot of people are saying that it was too violent. So everybody here watched the trailer, right?
Yes,
Beast.
sir.
Correct.
All right.
I watched it in
So
reverse.
That's how dedicated he was.
epic journalist right here, guys.
Yeah.
But so people are saying that the trailer was too violent. I don't know. Before we go deep into it, how many people agree that it was too violent? Was it too violent? Anybody? Yes or no?
Overall,
Not
no.
for me.
No.
I would say,
No.
yeah. Overall, no.
Actually,
I mean, there was a couple of scenes. Maybe I can see people who might not stomach it, but at the end of the day, no.
Okay, wait.
Was it very violent?
Yes.
Too violent? No.
It depends on who's watching it. For me, a guy in my mid-20s, no, it's not too violent for me because I can watch that stuff. Like, it's just like movies. It's just like movies. Like,
exactly my point.
Video games get a bad rap because there's a stigma that they're for kids, and when you have a game that's like violent, people associate that with kids playing it. Kids obviously shouldn't be playing that stuff, but kids, I feel like there's a lot less kids watching rated R movies than there are playing M video games because the parents don't like pay much attention to them. Like there's been like gore and violence in movies forever. Like, before even video games had color in them, like that was like there was violence.
Before video games was even invented.
This pixel keeps killing other pixels.
Yeah.
Mario been murking men.
Thank you. And that's a rated E game.
Kirby eats people. Come on now.
That's basically my point, is that like it's all about the audience and who's playing it. Obviously they're not marketing that game towards kids, and that should be like for an adult. So I mean, I don't see a problem, but I definitely see how if that gets into the wrong like kid's eyes, he can become like, kind of messed up from it. But I don't think that should be like enough to be like, oh, you can't even make these games anymore, because it's the same as a movie. People make violent movies and sometimes kids watch them. So I don't know.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's basically this: parents raise your goddamn kids. Focus on what they consume into their life, and you wouldn't have a problem. Done. Next topic. Let's go.
So you just heard John's rant, part 2.
Part 2. So my take on violence. Oh, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, you can go. It's cool. It's your thing. Okay, well.
Go ahead.
I was only saying that because John just said we just done with this shit, and I was like,
I was joking.
I had a passionate thing I wanted to say, but anyway, this topic, I like this topic. My opinion, I just feel that as far as the trailer goes, like I said, it's very violent, very gruesome, bloody, all that thing. But there's a beauty to it. There's really an art to it. It's a trailer. How do you do a good trailer? You put stuff that will grasp people's attention. You do stuff that's make people talk about it. We're having a conversation right now. So for the person who made that trailer, bravo, job well done. You did your job. Exactly. You got a promotion. You need to get
a raise.
A bonus. Yes, he deserves a bonus because we're having a conversation, and so is the rest of the world, just because of violence. I mean, think about it. A couple of years ago, I think 7 years ago or 6 years ago, some white kid in Alabama, I do believe, or Arkansas, one of the two, he killed his brother, or he killed someone, and basically he did it over some disagreement or whatever. And you know how it goes. He got a lawyer, he lawyered up, and basically they was able to convince the jury that God of War was the reason why he killed whoever he killed. And
wow.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, and with that in mind, that's gonna, ever since then, parents have been like, oh well, I can't be having little Joey, can't have little Joey playing God of War. But it's like,
honestly, it goes back way back before that. It goes back to like Columbine when they blamed it on Doom and whatchamacallit.
Yeah, but like, to me, it's like, excuse me, there has to be a time where a parent needs to take some fucking responsibility for their kids, because I mean, look at it. You got a TV. You could put parental guidance on the TV, And I know most parents don't put parental guides on their TV. They just let their kids watch whatever the fuck they want. And you already know what goes down at 12 o'clock on HBO and Cinemax. You know what comes on. Exactly. As soon as it comes on, everyone knows. So it's no different from video games. There's going to always be some not safe for work content, whether it's music, video games, any kind of form of media has it. And like Ax says, like they always want to just throw the book at video games as if it's our responsibility. But the thing is, if I was a content creator and I know who I'm marketing to, or whatever, and I want to make my content the way I do because it's my passion, well, then there you go. That's my freedom of speech. And I'm not hurting anybody because whether you choose to purchase or view my content is your choice, your decision. No one's forcing you to buy my game. No one's forcing you to read my book. No one's controlling you. You have all the power to do that yourself. Now, whether or not you let your kids do it, that's up to the parents' decision. You can't sit there and blame and get upset at content creators for what they do. They make content for the consumer, but they know and they choose who they want their consumers to be, and they know that their true fans will appreciate it. And I mean, back to that Last of Us trailer. I mean, you've seen the Last of Us 1 game. Like, it was lots of gruesome kills and assassinations. You saw the main character pull arrows out of legs and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, how do you follow up that? How do you give fans more of what they liked in there? Well, you just come out with this super duper gruesome trailer. And
because one Last of Us trailer, I remember it was like a gameplay thing that they did at E3 before it came out. They showed this man, Joel, beating the ish out of this dude with a bat.
Right.
And like, so my take on it is, yes, it's very violent, but is it too violent? No. The creators of the game said the first game was about hope. It's too violent for kids, yes, but the game isn't for kids. It's rated M. We all know the game is going to be rated M for mature, even though it says rating pending. We all know what it's going to be. But the creators said the first game was about hope. The second game is going to be about hate. So, in my opinion, I agree with Josh. It was kind of beautiful in the sense that they're sticking through with that. Like, you can sense the hate in the trailer with what was going on with breaking arms and stuff like that. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like people are saying it's too violent because it involves women. And don't get me wrong, I don't advocate beating anyone at all. But I think people are saying it's too violent is because it involves women, and people view women as like frail beings and they shouldn't be touched and stuff like that. But because they said the same thing about Tomb Raider. When Tomb Raider when you play the game, if you die, you get these gruesome death animations, and people were asking, was it too violent? But in the same respects, if you go play God of War, you freaking shove a blade down somebody's throat and you keep pressing X to forcefully shove it down deeper and deeper, but that's not too violent. So,
and you know what else gets a pass?
For Honor.
What?
Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Game of Thrones. Kids die in Game of Thrones. Let's just get that straight. Kids die. There was one kid who got stabbed in the neck after his leg got broke. Spoilers. And
wow.
You don't know who kid it is though. So it's like, hey, ain't spoiling nothing.
Yeah, I think Game of Thrones is different. I mean, it's on HBO. Like, I get it. I get what you're saying, but I think it's like a movie. I'm just saying it's like a TV show, movie. Like,
I'm just saying there's an art to it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing wrong when that little kid died. You know what I'm saying? I was upset, at the show. You know what I'm saying? Because the plot and the story and whatnot. But like, as far as like me as a consumer who actually was like
watch it,
who binge watched this. Who binge watched the show. I mean, I've been watching violent stuff since I was like 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, in my household, we watched all kinds of movies, to be honest. We watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, all the Jason movies. Like, my parents didn't really have a problem with me watching that. It was just like, if you raised me right, which they most definitely did, and you let me know that, hey, it's just a movie, and not to take any influence from that and just raise me the right way, then there would be no issue. And here I am today, not a murderer.
Yeah,
don't have
we've
no
all played
cynical
violent
thoughts.
video games,
You know what I'm saying?
and violent music and stuff, and we're all perfectly fine. Never killed
I
nobody.
don't kill nobody yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not pushed to the edge.
But
oh no.
so I worked at GameStop, and my thing is, people are funny when it comes to violence. When people buy games for their kids, they'll buy, like, perfect example. I worked at GameStop last year, and last Christmas is one parent was buying their kid, I think it was Far Cry 4 or Primal. It was one of the two, and I think it was Primal. And he seemed like he was young, and when they're with an adult, you have to tell the adult what's in the game anyway. And I went through the whole spiel, ma'am, this game is rated M for mature. She goes, yes. I'm like, it has blood, gore, violence, language, all that good stuff. She go, yeah, that's fine. And then I said nudity, and she stopped and said nudity. Oh no, put that back. But I'm like, you're okay with your kid virtually chopping people in half and stuff, but I can't see a boob. Heaven for say, hey, no, you can't see a boob. But you're okay with
no titties now, little Johnny.
So I don't know. I think people pick and choose when they want to be offended. It's like, it's too violent. It's not too violent. It's too violent for people that it's not made for. Yes, but overall, it's not too violent. It was a beautiful trailer.
I just want to say that it's like, I basically agree with all of y'all, and with just the added part to where chime in on when Leak says like it's mainly like this topic just mainly came up because it involved a woman. Like, just in case none of y'all have watched the trailer, I'm pretty sure the part where people are saying it's too violent is the part where, okay, so there's two men and a woman. The woman seems to be the leader, and the two men are holding this woman who's screaming like, "Oh no, let me go, oh my god, I'm gonna die," doing all that and whatnot. And they say, and the woman who's the leader says, wait, she said it was like, clip her wings or whatnot. And you think like, well, clip her wings? Well, she's a human and she don't got no wings. Basically, the two men looked at each other, nod their head, put her to the ground, picked up a hammer, and start breaking her arms. And it's like, yeah, it's violent in that, oh my god, she's getting her arm broken, but it's like, again, what is it called? The word of the day, or the phrase of the day, is 2017. Let's go way back. How many trailers have come out? How many games have come out? Someone's arm getting broken ain't nothing new. In TV shows, video games, movie, is nothing new. It's just a simple fact that it's a woman getting her arm broken off in a trailer that's popping right now. It's like, it's the talk of the town. Like, even if it didn't have this scene of the woman getting her arm broken, it would still be the talk of the town because it's The Last of Us, and people have been hyped for The Last of Us since
the first game came out.
Since the second day the first game went out, that people have been hyped for this stuff. And just as an added bonus of just getting my point across that it's because it's a woman. Did y'all remember that petition that went out? I believe 2 years. No, it was when Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came out. The version of Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, if y'all remember, at the point where the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 version of Grand Theft 5 was out, Grand Theft Auto 5 was about, at least, I want to say 2 years old.
Yeah, it was about 2 or 3 years. Right.
Yeah, it was about 2 or 3 years old. And there was a petition to ban the game. There was a petition in Australia to have Kmart ban the game for selling it.
I do remember
you remember the front page of the petition was a picture of a bloody axe and a dead woman on the ground. And
in
it's like
first person, yeah, and they made it seem like you only attack women when that's far from the case.
Yeah, because people were saying like, oh, Grand Theft Auto 5 is too violent. Stop selling it, Kmart, stop selling it. You need to take this game off yourself. It's too violent. I'm like, this game is 2 years old. Why are you just now upset about it? I'm just like, I just want to know, it's like, how upset would you be if there was a dead man on the ground? Because really the only thing I see that was new, like, because it's just like, why is Grand Theft Auto 5 now being boycotted after being out for 2 years and after it already selling like 500 million copies? Like, Grand Theft Auto 5 was the best-selling game, period. Like, the first month that it went on sale when it was just available.
Game in history right now.
Yes. And it's like 2 years after it broke that record, now all of a sudden people are upset and saying that, hey, you need to take it off your shelf. You need to stop selling this game. And it's just, I don't know. I just look at it as like, what just made this all of a sudden hot topic? And it's the petition had a picture of a dead woman on the ground and you holding a bloody axe. So as normal people with common sense, you would put 2 to 2 together that, hey, in this game, I could go around and hack slash women in their back. But it's like, hey, you can also do that to me. You can also do that to cops. You can also do it to little puppies walking down the street. It's Grand Theft Auto, people.
Yeah, I mean, the game, how many Grand Theft Autos have there been? There's been like a bunch of Grand Theft Autos.
8, 9.
And it's been the same criteria through all of them. It's been the same thing. I mean, the title itself is a dead giveaway. Grand Theft Auto. Come on. Like, they're never going to change. And like I said, Rockstar knows what they're doing. They're going to keep the game the way it's supposed to be, the way the fans enjoy it, and they're going to keep it traditional. And they're not going to change it up for these people who just get butthurt just because Lil Billy picked up some bad words from Trevor or picked up some new murder tactics from Franklin or whoever the main character is. It's like, hey, you're the one who bought it for him. You can't really get mad. Like, yeah. I mean, and
the people at GameStop, they legally have to tell you what the game has if it's rated. Because we don't know who you're buying it for, so we have to make sure you know. If you're buying it for an 11-year-old, it has all this stuff in it.
And to be honest, I'm glad.
You know. And
I'm glad when people get disgusted, like with that Last of Us trailer. I'm glad people found it unpleasant. I'm glad they found it distasteful because, like I said, back to that dude who made the trailer, he did his job right. He made a really good eye-catching thing, and then basically it's like a front stamp of what the game's going to be like. Hey, this is a game about blood, gore, violence,
and hate.
As you can see in this trailer, we have this girl getting stabbed and beat. So prepare to see a lot of that in the upcoming hours of gameplay. If you don't like that, please feel free to exit left. Do not purchase this game and have a nice day.
Left, exactly. And go about your business.
Go about your business. Go play My Little Pony Friendship Forever or some shit. I don't know.
So in closing, I just want to say this. I feel like people are saying it's too violent because games are getting more and more realistic. We're getting closer and closer to that uncanny valley. And I think the more realistic stuff look, the more people start to find it disgusting in a sense. So I think that also plays a part in it as well. Yeah, except for movies. Because it's fake. In a video game, it's just ones and zeros, but it looks real and it's interactive, and that's why people, I believe, find it so disgusting or so violent. Mm-hmm. So, for our last, I'd say maybe 3 minutes, we can blow through this pretty quick, I think. I'm going to go through and list off a bunch of games that have come out this year. Some of us might have played, some of us might not have played, and you guys give the recommendation of buy it, rent it, or nah, which means
are these like rapid fire answers, or like are do we have to give reasons why?
No, just rapid fire, just yes or nah. Buy it,
so no backstory.
Nah.
So you will skip the backstory like in South Park, okay? Pretty
much, yeah. We're gonna do a quick thing here.
Is there an option for I don't know because I only play Rocket League?
You can say you could just be quiet, or you can just say just get Rocket League over and over.
Okay, all right.
So, first game we're gonna start off with, and I know John is gonna have my head about this: Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Yes, no, buy it, rent it, pass.
Oh wait, only you and me are Kingdom Hearts fans. So
everyone.
Bye. Please.
All right. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Buy, rent, pass. I say buy. Tales of Berseria. I say rent. That's very niche client. I wouldn't say everybody would
I've
like
never
that.
even heard of that game.
I'm gonna say NA. I don't even know what that is.
Hitman,
Where do
the
you do that
complete
at,
first
cuz?
season.
Who?
Hitman.
Buy, rent, pass. Rapid fire. Buy, rent,
I
pass.
go
Demo.
Rent.
Demo first. Demo
This
first.
is a cop-out answer. That's such a cheap answer.
Neo. Buy, rent, pass.
Bye.
What's
Buy?
that?
I say rent to see how your tolerance level is.
Demo.
Some people don't
Let's
like Dark
demo.
Souls, so
Oh,
they're not
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
like
yeah.
Neo.
Yeah. I'm with Josh. Demo. Yeah.
For Honor.
Demo.
Demo. What? No, is there a demo? I don't even know.
Yeah,
bye.
there's free to play days. So free to play days.
Oh, well, yeah.
For free to play day.
Yeah.
Game share.
Sniper
Or
Elite
that.
4 or Game Share.
NA.
Sniper Elite 4.
NA.
That game looks fun, but I've never bought it. I don't
This is
know.
kind of difficult because it's like you're naming off games that I have no interest
I
in.
didn't play
And it's like I don't want to tell someone who like because like I know about Sniper Elite 4.
If you don't,
That's why I
just
say
rent.
NA.
Just rent.
Okay.
Or
If you like
yeah.
shooting games, then buy.
Yeah, but Leak said we can't really go in depth of what
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, so it's kind of hard to say. I'm just gonna say, do your thing.
The Walking Dead season 4.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Hell yeah. Wait, season 4?
Yes. Or season 3, I'm sorry. Whichever one.
All seasons.
Season 3.
Every single one. Get all of them hoes.
I'm still on the first season. Don't spoil anything.
If you watch the show, I just want you to know, if you watch the show, there's 3 characters from the show. You got Michonne, you got Glenn, and Jesus is in the game also.
Thank you.
All right. So Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Buy, rent, own. Buy.
That's a buy. If you don't, what are you doing with your life?
If you have a Switch and you
Automata.
don't have that game, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're sitting on the couch and your life's passing you by. And you don't
Nier
have
Automata.
Bye.
Bye. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah.
Pass.
Borrow that hoe.
Let me see here if I can find another one. Mass Effect Andromeda, aka
Steal
Mass
it.
Effect Andromeda. Skip.
Steal it.
Wait for that price to drop.
Just steal it. Steal it. Just rob
It's
it.
not even worth the jail time.
Just steal
Rent.
it. I mean, it is $23 for the deluxe for the whole edition.
Then buy.
Yeah, right now for the holidays, definitely get that on Black Friday.
Rocket League. What was that? Oh, buy. Yeah.
I mean, it's really cheap.
Persona 5. Buy.
Unless if you're not a weeaboo, don't get it.
Stardew Valley.
Buy.
I don't know.
Who is that?
That's that farming game. It's really good. I say buy.
Return it if you have it right now.
We're gonna go to May. What's in May? What came out in May?
Pong.
Prey.
Bye. That was a good game.
Yeah,
What game is Prey?
I say rent.
I'll say watch PewDiePie play
it. Injustice 2. If you're a fan of fighting games,
buy it. Come see me. Game attack. Come see me. Leak. Give it to him. Let him know.
Friday the 13th. I forgot about this game. I say rent. Buy if you have friends that play it.
It's constantly updating, so I mean, you could buy it. It's really cheap.
If you have friends, buy. If you don't, skip.
Yeah.
Tekken 7. I say rent. I say buy if you want to play with Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. Has anybody played Get Even? I've seen stuff
I don't
about
even
it.
know what
I haven't
that
played
is.
it. All right, so we're gonna skip that. Final Fantasy 11 Zodiac Age. Let's say
NA.
skip because it came a while ago.
If you're on drugs, do more drugs and think about it.
Fortnite, just get the early access, the battle royale. That's the
If
only
you got
thing
a
that's
if you got a
good in it.
friend,
If you can't afford PUBG, yeah, get it.
Lawbreakers, pass. No one plays it.
Yeah, that game's dead. Skip.
I control that.
Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is standalone. So I said bye.
Rant.
Wait, did y'all hear what I said about Fortnite? My controller died. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you good.
Okay.
Yeah, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I say Brent.
NA?
Destiny 2.
Rant.
I say bye.
Game share.
Or that.
NBA 2K18.
I
say
if you like
pass.
Wait, no, rant.
No, if
'Cause
you
there's
like
not
basketball
game
games, then you have to buy it because that's like.
I say pass.
game
Those
buy.
microtransactions are ridiculous.
If you're a basketball head ass.
Wait, you said 2K or live?
2K.
Oh, skip. That's a hard skip.
If you're a basketball head ass and you just really don't care about them VC, then go ahead and buy that mug.
Cuphead. Rent. Bye. Definitely
yeah, you should definitely buy it. I hear it's the Dark Souls of platformers.
Shadow of War. Rent.
The Dark Souls of Batman game.
Evil Within 2. Bye.
NA.
Yeah, go ahead and buy it. Go ahead, copy.
Assassin's Creed Origins. Bye.
Hell yeah,
Bye.
It's for the culture. Go get it. It's for the culture.
Call of Duty World War II. Rent.
Skip. Hard skip.
Need for Speed Payback.
If you see someone with it, just throw it in their trash. Do them a favor.
Break their game.
Yeah, just go break their game.
Payback. Skip.
That's the NA. I ain't play it.
We still play Need for Speeds.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Hard skip.
We just
Wait,
talked
no,
about
that campaign fire.
Yeah, the campaign is beast.
Rent.
Yeah, Rent.
And then last but not least, Hello Neighbor. I say watch people play it on YouTube.
Yeah. I'd say
if you like Five Nights at Freddy's and you're all about that crap.
Wait, hold on. You forgot a very important game. Like
I
didn't
do all of them because I'm
gonna say you skipped South Park.
Yes,
South Park,
I know.
That's a must buy.
South Park. Bye. All right, so that's the podcast. We actually ran a lot longer than I expected us to. I figured this would go by really quick, but we're past an hour. So you can follow me on Twitter at Breezy Cold as Ice, or you can follow all of us at the FnG group. You can follow Axe at
something. I don't know.
Axe _08. You can follow John
something like that. Yeah.
You can follow John at
Digi Stormcloud. Digi as in Digimon, Stormcloud.
And then you can follow Josh at
Please don't follow me.
Or just don't follow him at all.
Just save yourself some time. I don't.
So
my girl runs my
thank you
Twitter.
guys for listening / watching. If we do a video type thing for this, hopefully we start doing more of these, stay consistent, and build like a schedule. So until next time, thanks for watching.
That's your boy.
Later.
Yeah, boy.
No, he didn't. He just stole that. From someone.